is up, guys? EJ here, back with another video, and today is gonna be my 31 days of horror update, days 1 through 5. So I'm just gonna briefly talk about the 5 films I've watched so far in the month of October. So starting off, day 1, October 1st, I watched I Walked with the Zombie from 1943, directed by Jacques Tourneur, and starring James Ellison, Francis D, and Tom Conway. Obviously one of these Val Lewton produced horror films. Interesting movie about a nurse who gets sent to the Caribbean to sort of go to this house and look after this woman who's sort of in a catatonic state. She's not what you would call a classic zombie. She's not like a flesh-eating crazy person. She's just like completely blank. She doesn't talk, she doesn't move, she doesn't really do anything, and she's there with her husband and the husband's like stepbrother. It's an interesting film. Probably not my favorite of these Val Lewton produced movies, but it was pretty good. Sort of the whole island voodoo type of stuff is involved with this movie as well. Yeah, good looking film, but not really much in the way of scares, stuff like that. So October 2nd, I watched The Leopard Man, also from 1943, and also directed by Jacques Tourneur, starring Dennis O'Keefe and Margot. And this film I liked a lot better. Another one of these Val Lewton produced movies. It's sort of set in this Mexican border town, and there's sort of a cabaret nightclub, and one of the acts brings out this black leopard, and it escapes, and people start dying in the surrounding town. Now I found this very interesting because the first scene, a young girl gets killed, and it's kind of it was surprising how brutal it is. She's like running away from whatever the killer is, and she's trying to get back into her house, and she's banging on the door, and the door is locked, and then you see like a pool of blood drip under the door after she's mauled to death. I like this one a lot more than I Walked with the Zombie. Some interesting moments, great atmosphere, sort of about this black leopard though. I've never considered leopards to be black. I consider black leopards to be panthers, and they also reference a jaguar in this film as well, but I always consider leopards to be sort of yellow with black spots, but that's neither here nor there. A good movie, I thought, The Leopard Man. Okay, October 3rd, I watched Phantom of the Opera, also from 1943, directed by Arthur Lubin, and starring Claude Rains, Nelson Eddy, and Susanna Foster. This was a lot of fun, really good looking movie in Technicolor. It's part of the Universal Monsters sort of legacy set, classic monster collection that just got released on Blu-ray. I've seen a couple of people show that off. Yeah, classic Phantom of the Opera story. Claude Rains is great. He's a violinist for the Paris Opera House, and one day he gets fired, and in the meanwhile he's been writing a concerto, and that gets stolen, and in a fit of rage he murders a guy and then gets acid thrown in his face, and sort of retreats under the Paris Opera House, where he tries to get the young apprentice, the young what they call it, understudy, young girl played by Susanna Foster, to become the star of the opera house, and he sort of kills people to lay the path for that to happen. Claude Rains, a lot of fun. I really enjoyed this. Probably not as good as the original 1925 classic, but still a good film, Phantom of the Opera. Okay, October 4th, I watched Dead of Night from 1945, a British classic, directed by 4 different directors: Cavalcanti, Charles Crichton, Basil Dearden, and Robert Hamer. It's sort of about a bunch of strangers who gather at this country estate, and they're all sort of connected by this one man's dream. He's never met these people before, but he's had these sort of nightmares about all of them, and they each sort of tell a story. One guy is a race car driver who has a near-death experience. The other is about a young girl who plays this hide-and-seek game in a house, and ends up meeting a boy who's actually dead, so he's basically a ghost. There's a weird story about this man and wife and this trippy mirror that she buys for him for his birthday, and he sees all kinds of weird things in the mirror. And then there's a story about this guy, this puppeteer, and his crazy looking puppet. It's a pretty interesting film, sort of a, not a found footage type of movie, but if you were thinking about the sort of found footage movies of today, sort of an anthology, I'd say. That's what I'm trying to say, an anthology of stories all combined into this one sort of suspenseful horror movie. Pretty good. Dead of Night from 1945. Okay, last but not least, what did I watch? Oh yeah, I watched last night, October 5th, I watched Bedlam from 1946, starring Boris Karloff and Anna Lee, directed by Mark Robson. Very good performance by Boris Karloff. It's about a woman who's a protege of a lord who's interested in the goings-on of a mental asylum called Bedlam, and basically gets under Boris Karloff's skin, and he has her committed, even though she's not mad at all, and she sort of has to fight her way back, fight her way out of it. Yeah, great performance by Karloff. So yeah, that's Bedlam from 1946. That's what I watched last night. So those are the 5 films, days 1 through 5. Don't worry, it won't be old classic horror films from the 40s. I'm moving on to like the 50s and 60s and 2000s. By the end of the month, I'll get there eventually. But so far, so good. Those are the 5 films I've watched so far. So thank you for watching, and until next time, I'll see ya.
Bom.